Hello, sixth graders. This little video is a quick reminder because we will talk about in class about how to turn in assignments. Okay. Now, the first thing is assignments are generally always going to be posted in Google Classroom under the classwork tab. Okay, so if this is our class, Stream tab is the one where announcements in the Google Bitmoji Classroom is. Classwork is where assignments are. Okay. You can kind of see we have 3 assignments here, and I'm just going to go through them very quickly. Okay, so let's say that you have a Google Slides to turn in. Okay, now obviously you're going to click on your Google Slides. This is one that we did last year about elements when we did some research, and everyone did some different things for that. And as you can kind of see, there's a share button here. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'll say this again and again, do not ever share an assignment with me. Right? If you share an assignment with me, I will get an individual email from every single person who turned it in and shared it with me. And then I'll get individual Google Slides and everything else that are just all over the place. Okay? We will turn everything in through Google Classroom. All right? That way, it'll be in a separate folder for me that makes it a little bit easier. And then that way, it's a lot easier for you to keep track of as well because you're not just sharing it with me, you're turning it in. Okay. So let's say that I did all my little research. I'm ready to turn in my Google slide. So you would come down here to where it says View Assignment. Okay. And let me move my face. All right. You can click on the Google Slides, and it's right there. Okay. And that's what we just looked at. And once again, here's a good example of generally I will always also give you a copy that will end up being in your Google Drive. And then all you would have to do is hit this turn in button. Okay. Now, because there's multiple assignments, I'm going to wait to turn those in a second. Okay. Now, if we go back to our classroom and our classwork, okay, let's say I have a Google Doc for you to turn in. Okay. Now, Google Docs is a little bit easier. Okay. So here's a rubric. This is asking you some questions about it. Kind of things like that once again. All right. And we're just going to let it kind of work itself out. Google Docs is easier because if you notice next to the share button that you're never ever going to hit, there's a turn in button. Okay. So Google Docs is a little easier because you just click on, you get into your Google Doc, you click turn in. It's going to then take us back to our Google Classroom. Okay, so that's myself around everywhere. Okay, so if we go back to our classwork and we look at the assignment again, view the assignment. Now that I already turned one thing in, you can kind of see that, hey, there's only 2 things here. Okay, so go back to our test classroom to show you this. So open classwork once again, how to turn stuff in, view my assignment. Okay. Now Google Form, kind of the same thing as Google Doc. It's a little bit easier because once you get done with the form, there's a button at the bottom that says Submit. You submit that, and then that will actually turn itself in. Okay. Now, the last thing that I want to show you, and we probably want to do this for every assignment, all right, just to double check that everything is turned in. Okay, we'll be over there. We have a turn in button right here. Okay, this would be good for our Google Slides. Click the turn in. It says, all right, which one do we want to turn in? Sorry, hold on. You want to turn it in. And then you should see up here that says it was turned in. Now, what that means is that since you turned it into me, it now belongs to me. So if you try to access it through Google Slides or Google Docs or whatever you've turned into me, you won't be able to because I own it now. Okay. Now, you can unsubmit if you want to make changes or you turn it in too early right here. You just click on something and you just hit the unsubmit button. And then it comes back to you. But it's just a very, very good idea to always click on this little section here where it says classwork and view assignments to get to this page so you get the actual turn in button. Okay. So once again, this is a quick video just saying how do we turn stuff in. And once again, do not ever, 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 ever share it with me. Okay. By turning it in through Google Classroom, once again, I have a third, sixth, or eighth period folder where everything is organized and located, and it allows me to see things very quickly. Okay. So hopefully that helped. If you need more help, be sure to contact me or email me. All right. Thank you. See you soon.